Now can we please get out of here already?
I think we broke it. I'm not sure if we want to leave, I'm gonna be honest with you. Comparative image of this monster with the monster that Hojo becomes. Huh, that's cool. Guess that's where they got the idea.
Who could have done this?
I don't know. Well, we got a little Genova music going on. Spooky ghosts.
I don't like the looks of this. I doubt they're here to help.
Oh, I'm spooked.
Subjects on site. It's time. Initiate the FFVIIR field test.
FFVIIR. That's how you say it. FFVIIR. It actually sounds like German when you say it that way. Is it a German word? I thought it was a French word. Oh, it's Russian. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. It's neither French nor German. Death. Get your languages figured out. I've never heard that word before looking up Dirge stuff. It's out there.
There are no teams in Deep Ground.
Deep ground?
The place where my brother and I like to play.
Cool. Now mind moving aside.
Cool.
Let's take a different tack.
Well, can't blame a girl for trying.
Now, let the games begin.
Oh no.
With this company, a free only policy?
This song already. Remember, an elite unit within Deep Ground, known as the Svets, also referred to as Nero the Sable. He is capable of manipulating darkness, a power born of corrupted energy, and uses it to consume anything that stands in his way. Unable to read. Yeah, they all have, well, I don't think they all do, but most of them have subtitles too. Rosso the Crimson, I want to say. Nero the Sable. I forget what Azul and Shelk are. But a lot of them, I think they all have subtitles. Weiss's was Weiss the Invincible or something. His was like the strongest sounding one. Immaculate or something. Shelk the Transparent, Rosso the Crimson, Azul the Cerulean, Nero the Sable, Weiss the Immaculate. So, yeah.
Try and keep up.
Don't get distracted.
Do your worst.
First block, and then I got smacked anyways. You got moogled, son. You got moogled. Oh yeah, she said it. Stab like a tomberry. I heard it. We were right.
Abnormal readings detected. The control program's been compromised.
Containment protocol.
You're dead!
Oh, the piano. Oh, excuse us.
How dare you? How dare you stand in my way?
Like, uh-oh.
Where were we?
He's got wrists. No. He's immune to slow and he put haste on himself. Hate to see it. All this piano makes me think of Kingdom Hearts. Nope, nope, nope. Oh my god, he put... That Dark Torrent gives you, like, anti-Ronald. Which is funny, because that's an ability that's non-existent in the first game. It exists, but it's never used. It's called, what's it called? I forget. Someone will know. Duel, that's what it's called, yeah. But it's never used. Mostly because it's insanely strong. Like, having an anti-Ronald is pretty nuts, because you know how good Ronald is in the original. He's mad. He's mad. He's mad, he's mad, he's mad. Hey, that's not funny. Don't kill my boy.
Sleeping on the job. Get lost! Take that! Bring it on!
No.
You better not be dead!
Oh. Oh, I threw myself into it. Oh, I did something.
This is bad.
Great. Let's get out of here.
He's mad. He's mad.
Thank me later.
Oh, just barely saved him. really wish I had something that helped pressure instead of Sonon. Everyone has it. I don't know if I want Barrier or Mana Ward, to be honest.
Not my finest moment.
Just stand back. Your boss has got you covered. What are you waiting for? Okay, bring it
I
on.
want to perfect block something so I can get regen. Not that, not that, not that.
Going down.
Too late. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. Oh god, he's got a shield. Too late again. He appears for like a second, then attacks. We gotta wait longer. His attacks are really slow. Oh, okay, well that one's faster. Of course. Oh, that one's unblockable. Played myself. Okay. I'm not summoning. Summoning's for babies. Let's just give this guy the business.
Rejoice, for you will not have to live much longer.
What is this?
Give me a break. Better than saying sorry.
I'm not exactly sure how to pressure him. Definitely seems like blocking helps. Block something helps pressure him, but you know what? Let's do this. Wow, he stopped pressuring already. Oh, because he health gated, that's why.
Holding back.
Here we go.
Hold on a sec. Oh, okay. That was new, I didn't know how to block it. Doesn't have a shield anymore. There we go. There's a perfect block. Well, I guess we just do this.
Yes. I must know more of this feeling of pain.
finish this!
Don't gotta tell me twice! Did we?
We did.
Awesome.
Don't want to spoil the moment, but we should probably get going.
But I'm so tired.
If I could carry you.
You win. Sheesh.
Oh, sheesh counter. We're up to like 4.
Aha! Hey, what's in here? Someone? No,
Please.
Someone?
Yuffie. You gotta keep going. For us.
No. Stop it. Sonon!
I was gonna say, we can't end on that, can we? That'd be awful. Oh man, look at those open fields.
Don't think I can do this alone.
We could be in those open fields soon.
The amazing Yuffie wants you! Join her team and the sky's the limit!
Soon, TM. Wow. So a lot to unpack there. First of all, someone had to type invisible ninjas cutting onions soon, like 3 seconds before it happened, so I knew it was going to happen, so thanks to whoever put that. Like, you couldn't wait 3 seconds to type that? As soon as I saw that, I was like, great. Someone's dying. So, appreciate that. Oh, there's more.
Hey, Barrett? Were you really walking the whole way?
Yep.
Column's still pretty far, though, isn't it?
Another full day, give or take.
Question. When my mom says a full day, she means from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed. But for me, it means from the time you get up in the morning all the way through till the time you get up the next morning. So, which is it for you?
Gotta go with Elmira on that one.
That's a relief.
Is it, though?
Cloud, bet you've had to hoof it from sunup to sundown tons of times. This is all just same old, right?
That's right. But even so, we're all gonna need to stop and rest. Especially you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, marching into the unknown ain't easy. But don't worry, because I'm here to lead the way.
That's comforting.
Of course it is! Alright, everyone, let's stop here for a minute. Leader's orders. Now breathe in that fresh air. Oh. Actually, scratch that. Let's, save it for later, when we're not so close to Midgard.
Guess this is goodbye, City of Mako.
You haven't even made it to, like, the grass area yet. We're still in the desert dirt spot.
Like this?
Yep, just like that.
Cool.
That's surrounding Midgard because they sucked all the Mako dry.
No way! A car!
Wait, it actually worked.
Hey, stop!
Ride the Chocobo? Did I see materia in Red 13's hair? Was that there before?
Sorry about that.
No need to apologize, ma'am.
Chocobo Bill. What is that? That's calm.
Look at that.
Looks like a castle.
Where's a roof when you need one?
Gonna be okay?
Should be, but weird. My stomach's in knots.
That's its way of telling you it's hungry. Let's move.
Holy cow, how far are we going in here? Leave some for part 2. Oh, okay, we're back at Zach.
It's been a while, huh? Long time no see. How you been? Listen. Hey. I'm back! Aerith?
Why was only the very last part like a blocked recording thing? Oh, there he is! A new foe's been added to the combat simulator within Shinra building. He can be fought by choosing Chapter 17 in the main story. Okay. New combat simulator challenges have also been added to Chapter 2 of INTERmission. Okay. Man, there's so much to unpack. Like, so I love the way they've set up Yuffie. She already had a reason to hate Shinra in the original, but it was more of just like she hates Shinra because Wutai War. Now she has such a bigger, like, hatred for Shinra, literally watching the plate fall, interacting with Scarlet, having Sonon get killed by Nero. Like, there's so much there that she will bring to the party, you know. Nero grabbing Sonon, meaning we're probably going to see him, which is awesome, and like gives Yuffie a reason to be in the party past this point, because, you know, in the original, especially since she's an optional character, it's kind of like she's there because she's there. The part where she's walking with the chocobo and she's like, I'm gonna need help, kind of pretty much confirms that she's gonna be added to the party in part 2. I mean, we figured, but pretty much confirms it there. I absolutely love the small talk between the characters. I cannot wait for more of that. Like, just the small talk between Aerith and Cloud and Barrett and Tifa is just hilarious. So I love that. I'm a little hesitant towards, like, how much they showed of the party. That bothers me quite a bit, not gonna lie. I mean, I think they put that in there just to be like, hey guys, part 2, but they showed so much, like, I mean, it's giving me the feeling that we're just going to be in Calm when part 2 starts. And a lot of people were excited to, like, start in a world map setting. I guess it makes more sense to start in Calm and then hit the world map. So I guess they just wanted to set it up like, hey, they're in Calm already. But it does make you wonder, like, is there going to be a map at all? Is the traveling all going to be an anime? Like, you know, but I guess we'll see. I like how we met Chocobo Bill early. That's the kind of stuff that I love to see in the remake. I love to see stuff where, no, it doesn't ruin the original story, but it does change it to make it better. You know, like, there's no reason why we have to meet Chocobo Bill at the farm. So it's really cool to, like, meet him early and have him be part of the journey to Calm. Like, that's just a neat little thing that won't make anyone mad. No one's going to be like, oh my god, Chocobo Billy isn't at the farm. But it's just cool to see him. And then there's the Zack thing, which is like, okay, so that there were a lot of theories thrown around with, like, maybe the whole Zack thing was just a vision, or maybe it's an alternate timeline that's being played out at the same time and we're watching both timelines. So all that's out of the window. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, it's all gone. Zack is here, alive, in this timeline. Either he straight up didn't die, or he got propelled out of another universe, timeline, whatever, into ours. But he's here, and he's alive, and he's interacting with people. The only thing that makes it seem like he's been propelled from another timeline is the fact that he has the Buster Sword. I'm guessing they're sticking with there's only one Buster Sword. There's a chance that in the future, when we meet Zack, if we ever meet Zack, he'll be like, oh yeah, I had a second one made. But it seems like what they're saying is, you know, he came from somewhere. Now there's this question. There's two scenes. The first scene, Zack is just standing there, alive after the battle, and that's the one where it shows the alternate stamp bag of chips, right? Then there's another one where Zack is walking injured with Cloud past Aerith and Cloud, and it seems like they kind of notice he's there, but not really. So the question is, are these two events different? I think they are. I think the second one is just a vision. Because, first of all, Zack is hurt to the point where it looks like he's dying. And that just doesn't happen in this version. And second of all, there's a second Cloud, which I don't feel like that's where they're going. So I think that one was just a vision. Just like all the other visions they saw of the original timeline that is now busted because the Fates are dead. And then I think the one where he's standing there alive with the alternate stamp chip bag, I think that's real. And he's just really there. And from there, he walks down to the church and checks the church. And that's just Zack, right? Yeah, like, they don't even really notice him. Like, they do, but it seems like Aerith knows, but she doesn't even look that direction. So, like, yeah, I think that's just a vision. I don't think we're getting two Clouds. I think that's just a vision. I think what happened is Zack lived for some reason. Something happened, Zack lived. Not only that, but he, like, is future and he's, like, forward in time. Because that's not supposed to happen at the same time. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that's weird. Is that the fight with Zack and the soldiers happens way before that. So, in fact, that's right after the Nibelheim incident, so that's 5 years ago, right? So, yeah. If that's where they're going, then Zack was just thrown 5 years into the future, somehow, and lived. So that's that theory. Now, there is one other theory we could throw out, and that is what we're seeing with Zack. Oh yeah. Oh, no. You're right. You're right. Because man, I have to go. I have to brush up on my Chrono Trigger lore also, but also my Crisis Core lore. Because I keep forgetting, like, the battle with Zack and the soldiers happens before or after they get experimented on. It's after, right? Yeah. So they get experimented on. 5 years later, escape, soldiers attack, Zack dies, Cloud walks to Midgard, Tifa finds them like 5 days later. So yeah, that's only like 5 days. But still, it's still in the future. Like, because it's not happening when they're leaving Midgard, obviously. So, because during that battle, Cloud is like right around the corner behind a rock. So, yeah, like that's all changed. It's either changed or he flew 5 days into the future. I feel like maybe it's just changed because after he defeats the soldiers, he doesn't like go, hey Cloud, you okay? Like he's just like, all right, time to go to Midgard. So I think it's just all changed and Cloud just isn't there anymore. But I don't know. It's weird. No idea. I suppose maybe he just fought new soldiers 5 days later. Like he's been walking around for 5 days and he got attacked again. And these are different soldiers and whatever. Like there's so many ways you could throw it. But there is one more theory that I want to throw out there. And that's that there's a chance that all the scenes we're seeing with Zack are actually at a different time. When he walks into the church and there's a bunch of people in there crying, that could be any time. That doesn't have to be right now. That doesn't have to be at the same time we're watching Cloud go to calm. It seems like it is because they were played right next to each other, but it doesn't have to be. That could be in the future, it could be in the past. The scene where Zack survives could be in the past, could be in the future. It doesn't necessarily mean that Zack himself jumped through time, because we have not seen Zack interact with any characters of meaning yet. So we could just be watching a different movie at the same time. So that's another theory. There's a lot of ways to swing it, but at least we know now it's not all just a vision. He is alive. He's in this universe. Maybe interacting at the same time we're interacting. Like, the boy's here. So we know that at least. And maybe there's some small stuff we could get out of that cutscene if we watch it a bit closer. I'd like to look at some of the details in the church. Someone was saying the flowers were wilted, so maybe it's a future timeline. Maybe it's a separate timeline where Aerith is dead and we're just watching a completely different movie. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, we could watch it again. Let me see here. It's the easiest way. Honestly, the easiest way, probably just look it up on YouTube. Because if I do it on mine, then we'll be watching myself talk. Okay, so real quick, I don't know how loud this is. Thank you, CJEJ Gaming, for this clip. Appreciate ya. Is that actually the name of the... Yep. That's the name of the channel. So...
It's been a while, huh?
Him walking around is not that exciting. This picture right here reminds me of Advent Children. Yeah, this is like this exact scene happens where you're standing in the doorway of the church and there's like bright lights behind him. And there he's dead, so take that for what you will. Okay, so you think the flowers are wilted? I don't know, they look fine. I mean, I think the whole lore with those flowers is like they can never die, so... There's nothing really of note here. Okay, I mean, they're looking kind of... I think they're still alive, but they've been stepped on a bit. The dude's jeans were ripped. It's Sephiroth. Yeah, I didn't really see anything of value there, to be frank. I don't see anything saying, like, this is any other time period other than now. The cross is different? Well, that wouldn't be future or past. That would just be alternate timeline. If we're going to go that crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say sometimes with stuff like this. Like, they could have just screwed it up. Let me throw this at you, though. Because the events of Midgar happened in one day. Right? No, 3 days, I think. I know there's one day that passes while they're in the HQ, I think. Do you think they could have fixed the church after, like, the whole place burnt down in, like, 3 days? Because if this is happening at the same time as they were going to Calm, it's probably only been, like, 4 or 5 days. Because they said they were walking for, like, a day or two. But, I mean, this place was ripped apart by the Turks in this version. So... And I think they purposefully don't show the roof. So we don't know if the roof is broken. It gets ripped apart when the Turks attack. Like, they rip it apart quite a bit more than they do in the original. Like, everything was on fire and stuff, and the Whispers, like, gave it the business also. Yeah, I mean, it just like the whole scene with the Turks and stuff, like, half the church is on fire. You wouldn't really probably notice it from the outside, but the inside definitely wouldn't look that clean in like 5 days. There was a skylight on the flowers, right? No, I think that was always there. That's how they grow there. I don't know why we're arguing on the amount of damage was done. Like, dude, they cut down the whole chandelier comes down and, like, almost kills the dude. And half the furniture is ripped apart. Why is this an argument? Just argue about everything. There was no fire. It was this much damage. I'm just saying, in 5 days, it wouldn't look that nice. I don't care how many pieces of furniture were flipped over. That's just, my point is, in 5 days, it wouldn't look that nice, is what I'm theorizing here. Yeah, I don't actually know if there's a skylight before Cloud breaks it, because the light, like, perfectly covers the flowers, and I always thought that that's why the flowers grew there. But they were growing there before Cloud falls through, so I don't actually know the answer to that. I don't know if we ever have a look at the church before Cloud breaks through it. Also, yeah, there is the line where Aerith says, "My stomach's in knots." And they don't say anything about it. So I feel like that's her saying, Zack just walked into my church. And I don't know why else they would say that. Unless they're just, you know, memeing us, and she actually was just hungry. No, it's fine. I enjoy the back and forth slap. I'm just yanking your chain. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many ways you can interpret this, and none of them are 100% correct until we see the next chapter, which is exactly what they're trying to do, by the way. But I think I'm sold on the theory that the vision of Zack and Cloud walking past Aerith and Cloud was just a vision, but the event of Zack surviving happened, and it happened later than it did in the original for some reason. And then he walks down to the church and notices that everyone's gone. And I don't think there's any... There's something with the alternate timeline, because otherwise they wouldn't have showed the second stamp dog. And also, there's something weird with Zack, because that event happens way later than it's supposed to, and Cloud isn't there. So I think... Alright. My final theory going forward... I might change it, but my final theory going forward is that Zack died, Cloud made it to Midgar, everything happened like normal, but then for some reason, when the Whispers got destroyed and everything went crazy, a new Zack appeared in some timeline where he wasn't helping Cloud, and because he wasn't helping Cloud, he was strong enough to defeat the soldiers, so now he's here. And he goes down to Midgar to check on Aerith, but she's gone because, of course she is, she's with the party. That's my theory going forward. So it's an alternate timeline Zack, because when the Whispers got destroyed, it screwed up Zack's timeline, so now he's alive. I think in that timeline, Cloud was just, like, he wasn't there. He didn't get injured. Like, he's just alive. Because, like I said, he doesn't go to help him after he defeats the soldiers. So he knows Cloud exists. Like, he's still friends with Cloud. But Cloud wasn't there injured, and he didn't have to sacrifice his life to save Cloud, because he wasn't there. Yeah, I understand that theory for sure. I think that there's a chance that Zack is just walking around an alternate timeline, but my theory right now, going forward with what I've seen so far, is that Zack's in our timeline, and he was just ejected out of another timeline with the Whisper nonsense. So basically, in this timeline now, there's two Zacks. One is dead in the ground, and the other one is at the church. And then everyone else is normal. And I think that what we're seeing is all the same time. Yeah, normal. it would make sense that Aerith says she has knots in her stomach. It would make sense that he's there at the church. The alternate stamp chip bag would make sense. Of course, in typical Square Enix fashion, none of it makes any sense, really, because why would it only be him, the chip bag, and, like, those specific soldiers? You know, like, there's just, like, a circle, like, okay, this circle of people all get transformed from the other timeline, but then, like, nothing else. Like, there's so many details that it's just, like, stupid. It doesn't make sense, but if we're going with that, like, that's what I'm going with at this point, until it's explained more. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it. He could be in the live stream, like, imagining all this stuff, like, who knows? There's so many different ways, and that's the beauty of it, is we have just enough information to come up with a million theories, but no definitive answers. And there can't be any definitive answers because there's, like, too much that we don't know, and too much that they could change as well. And, you know, like I've said before, when we meet Zack, he could be like, I made a second Buster Sword, and then everyone's like, okay. Or he could say, where'd you get that sword? There's only one of them. So we just don't know till we see that event happen. But with what they've showed us, it definitely seems like they're trying to say there's an alternate timeline. However that looks, I don't know. But between the stamp bag, between Zack, between the Buster Sword, it all seems like they're saying there is some kind of alternate timeline thing going on. Now, what that actually is, I don't know. I told my theory, but well, of course they do. Everyone always has a definitive answer for everything. They see, like, two pieces of evidence, and they're like, that's the answer. Everyone else is wrong. And then every time Square releases the next game, and they're like, they retcon half the stuff we saw anyways. So, you know, like, it's hilarious watching people try to come up with theories about Kingdom Hearts. Like, I remember when Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, everyone had so many theories, and then half of Kingdom Hearts 3 is them just retconning stuff from previous games anyways. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, this happened before you even saw anything, and this person was here in this scene, they were just hiding behind a rock, and so then it's like, well, all of your theories are out of the window anyways, because they changed stuff. So I always love when people are like, nope, this is the answer, 100% definitive. Because even if that's what they had in mind, this is Nomura we're talking about. Like, if everything's going to change. Everything we've seen is going to change. That's just the way it is. By the end of this, we're going to find out that Yuffie was Vincent the whole time. Like, it's just going to happen. Because everything changes. This is how they do it. They give you incentive to go back and play the old games as well with this new knowledge. So it's very important to them that they take stuff in the original games and change it, so that then we have to play the original games again to see the changes, like what happened, you know. Half the stuff you see in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 specifically benefits an additional playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1, because you know all these extra things about stuff going on behind the scenes and characters that were never explained. And we have a couple of those in this game, like, I think one of the coolest things is Roche. If they give Roche a better backstory, it'll be cool to play this one again with his backstory in mind to see why he does certain things and why he says certain things. I think that's a big reason why Roche is in this game, but he isn't really explained, because they want to explain him later to give you an idea, you know, give you a reason to play the game again and experience it again. So that's just Square Enix 101. They always do that. They always give us incentive to go back. So that's why I never say that anything's set in stone. Everything's a theory. But yeah, I kind of like my theory going forward. It's probably all going to be wrong, but I like the idea. And like I said, I really like the setup. I like the setup with Yuffie. I like the setup with the party. Everyone has their reasons, and everyone has incentive to keep going, and it's not just, well, in the original, they left Midgar, so... like, they really gave everyone a big story to follow, and I'm excited about that. The DLC in general, I loved it. The length was pretty good, 9 hours. I really took my time, but 9 hours for 20 bucks, I say worth it. I don't know how much replayability Fort Condor is going to have, unless there's new players now, because I already beat Chadley, and since then I've gotten more items. So I feel like there might be more. We're going to check it out. But even if there isn't, Chadley, it'd still be hard, like, no matter what. He's the really hard enemy, so... yeah, that was cool. Final mission was cool. Nero's fight was really cool. I really liked the separate sections of the Nero fight. He started off like really easy, and then they slowly added more and more gimmicks. I always love boss fights that do that. It allows you to like learn the attacks in order. One of the hardest things about some of the like super bosses that Square creates is that they have their whole kit right off the bat, and you slowly have to try to figure out every attack and how to deal with it. But a good way to make a cool boss that's still story, like, easy enough to be in the story, is you give him a huge kit, but you slowly increment it throughout the fight so that the player can learn it and have a chance to beat him first try, you know? Super bosses are kind of meant for you to lose, so they give like them a super overpowered kit and you just have to learn it as you die. But story bosses shouldn't be like that. Story bosses should be beatable the first time by anyone if they pay enough attention. You know what I mean? So I like that they slowly implemented the attacks so you could slowly learn them. I think that's about all I had to say. I already talked about the Deep Ground stuff and how awesome it is that they're implementing that when we first saw Weiss and Nero. We're going to keep going. I have plans. I mean, I want to play as much of this as possible. I want to do everything we possibly can in this, maybe even some high-level stuff. But I suppose we'll end the YouTube playthrough here. I'll include Weiss, though. Because that's also new, so we'll check that out. Okay. Chapter... Okay, there is a hard mode, so that's really exciting. I definitely want to play through again on hard. But I'm guessing nothing's going to be particularly different on hard mode. So we'll not do that till later. But I want to do Weiss because it's something new. So let's do that real quick before we say goodbye to the Let's Play.